right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you today, and I just want to start it off with Western Union CEO says companies prepared to add cryptocurrencies when it's necessary. Oh, Western Union. Oh, you guys, that reminds me of like Kodak and Blockbuster. Blockbuster, we're gonna add, online services when we're ready. Way after Netflix. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Kodak, we're going to come out with a cryptocurrency and everything's going to be okay. I have no idea why it would be okay because nobody uses film anymore. It was like, we're not going to get into the cell phone industry or anything where everybody has a camera in the pocket. We're just still going to sell good old film, which, less than 0.1% of the population still uses. Western Union, the leading international money transfer service provider, which has just egregious fees. So you guys are so awesome. Recently released a video in which it noted the company's uniquely positioned to connect the cash and digital world. You guys just realized that? It's like, let me do the math again. This many years too late. Western Union's video explained that the giant money transfer service currently has access to billions of bank accounts throughout the world. Lucky for you guys. And also works with over 500,000 retail agent locations. Unlucky for those 500,000 retail agents. This allows Western Union to work as an on-ramp and off-ramp for global money movement, or Bitcoin, one of the two. Commenting on how the company is prepared to integrate cryptocurrencies to their cross-border platform, the president of Western Union remarked, Western Union is ready today to adopt any kind of currency. We already work with 130 currencies. Yeah, fiat currencies. When we feel it's the right time to introduce cryptocurrencies to our platform, technology-wise, it's just one more currency. Okay. I think cryptocurrency may become one more option of currency or assets around the globe to exchange between people and businesses. If that happens, we would be ready to introduce them to our platforms. So in response to Almeida's explanation, you're not transferring money, you're digitally updating a ledger on a sender and receiver side, so a pre-funded account can transfer local fiat. Still don't understand blockchain by now? I don't think they do. Although it's true Western Union's current money transfer platform does not use blockchain technology, the company's been providing a reliable and effective service for many decades. And regardless of what specific technology is being used to accomplish a particular task, the end result is what users will be concerned about. In this case, the funds are being transferred from one party to another. And what's important is how much the transactions cost and how long it takes for the payment to go through. Whether blockchain is used to complete money transfers is irrelevant to most. So Western Union fallen way, way, way behind. So I love the title, how it says, like, when it's necessary. We'll add them when it's necessary. So basically, they won't change the way they want to operate until they realize, hey, we're not making profits anymore, and somebody else already uses Bitcoin or Ripple or Litecoin, whatever cryptocurrency to send cross-border with virtually no fees, which we're just going to attach a bunch of fees to, right? We just went like this. That's that little tick. That's a button pressing on a keyboard, and we sent the money digitally, whether it's cryptocurrency or like fiat to another country. We just pressed a button. That's all we did. And if anything, we didn't even press a button. It's already set up in our servers, but we charged a whole big fee for it. So to send Bitcoin, from here to Russia or the UK or Germany or whatever from the United States, it's whatever the transaction costs of Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever cryptocurrency. But, of course, Western Union is going to attach a big convenience fee on that. We're going to have to put $4. You guys want to do $4? Make it $5? $5? $6? Let's do $5. Let's meet in the middle. $5.50. $5.50. We're going to attach $5.50 to that payment. So yeah, of course they're not going to do it until like the competition makes them do it. It's kind of like Coinbase right now, where it's like, oh, instant debit card purchases. You're like, wow, that's awesome. And when you use an instant debit card purchase, you can't trade that cryptocurrency or send it off the platform for like 20 days. So they're allowed to do that now because the competition in America with exchanges and whatnot is pretty slim in that regard, in just using a debit card or your bank account to put money on. Well, there's plenty of exchanges in the world, but Americans are somewhat limited to what you can put fiat on. And actually, a lot of exchanges don't even have fiat. So Coinbase, you're so awesome. But hey, guys, what's with that 20-day waiting period for using an instant debit card purchase when I could just use an ACH bank transfer and have it done in 6 days. Makes no sense. So basically, the idea is, they don't have any competition, so they don't have to, right? And Western Union, just the same. We don't have any competition right now, so when we do, then we're going to be really late to the show and then add cryptocurrency to it, just like Kodak and Blockbuster. Blockbuster, no, people still want DVDs. You guys are crazy. People still want movies. People are still going to come for our $18 popcorn and $78 movie theater candy. And why would they go anywhere else? Like Netflix? That's crazy. Like, who would want to just stream any movie they want, basically, except for Netflix's like huge collection of B-rated movies? Like, where they even get these movies, I have no idea. Have you guys seen Netflix lately, or like ever? Where are these movies even coming from? Anyway, so just the same, it reminds me of Blockbuster and Kodak and every other company that just didn't bother changing the way they were doing things, or like hiring anybody new to be like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, anybody. You could have just been like, hey, you on the street, you over there. And the guy's like, huh, me? And he's like, yeah, come over to this Blockbuster real quick. And he's like, okay. And he comes over and you're like, I got this $20 bill for you. What do you think of this? And he's like, I want it. And he's like, okay. All you have to do is just tell me what you think of Blockbuster. What do you think of Blockbuster? And the guy's like, I don't know. I haven't been in one in like 10 years. I got Netflix. Boom. There's your answer. It took you like $20. You could have paid the guy like $10 on the street. Jeez, like, what are these corporations are so out of touch. It's unbelievable. Moving on. Bitcoin halving is 500 days away, but what does that mean for the price now? So a year or two to the day that the Bitcoin price 38.61 touched its biggest USD value ever, over 20,000 on some exchanges. Community pundits are focusing on the potential for a rebirth in the midterm. As Bitcoinist has reported this year, block reward halving events tend to foreshadow serious changes in price activity. With Bitcoin down 85% in 2018, hopes that the next such event in 2020 will spark a new era for hodlers remain high. Historically, major pumps happen a few months out. Will history repeat itself? So trader and Bitcoinist contributor Jake, the Crypto King, question. I thought I was the Crypto King. Am I not the Crypto King? I'm not. Okay, I thought I was. Sorry, guys. In response to a reminder about the block having posted on Twitter by Bitcoin evangelist Alan Silbert. 500 days to go till the reward halving. So the halving effect on price in August, analysts highlighted how dividing Bitcoin into periods between each block halving confirms price increase by an order of magnitude on each occasion. So next halving in 2020, I think it's like mid 2020, we're going to have 6.25 Bitcoin per block, and then 4 years after that, it'll be 3.125, whatever, halving, math numbers. So you can see that the halving, Bitcoin won't be mined until approximately 2140. So, 10, 20, 40 years out here, we're going to see block rewards of just like one Bitcoin at a time. And even further in the future, we're going to be seeing half a Bitcoin and quarter of a Bitcoin, depending on, again, the math, which I'm not going to do in my head. Anyway, so we're going to see very, very small Bitcoin rewards. And in order for those rewards to really pay off, of course, Bitcoin is going to have to go way up in price because the difficulty is going to continue going up throughout the years and hash rate, et cetera, as more miners are being created. So we're historically seeing something pretty crazy happening, that every 4 years we have half the reward. And for the first 10 years of Bitcoin's life, we went from 50 to 25 to 12.5, which doesn't seem like much of a difference. Now 50 to 25 is, sure, half, just the same, but it's still quite a bit of Bitcoin. But eventually here, we're going to start receiving less than one Bitcoin. And that's a little ways out, of course, over a decade away, but pretty crazy. So this is just a whatever kind of chart here showing how much Bitcoin might be valued in the future. And you can see here that the price going up, and that the halving might occur, and we might be at $10,000, but I think we'll be way over that by 2020. So this chart, I don't understand, and it's not at 100 trillion. It's just some guy's name, whoever made the chart. So this chart is terrible, but it does show that price increases after halvings do have a pretty strong effect. And it usually actually takes a few months after the halving. Usually after a halving, nothing really happens. And a few months later, things have happened. But really, we've only seen two halvings of Bitcoin since its creation. And 2 is not a very good number for statistics and correlations, but so far, that's all we got to go on. But 2020, we're going to see that halving, and so keep on hodling because the rewards are going to get pretty low eventually. And remember, every day, it's a deflationary currency, and nothing is being recreated. So lost Bitcoin isn't being remade. So every day, people lose Bitcoin. Every day, Bitcoin goes away in some way, shape, or form. Somebody loses it or forgets their private keys, and then your Bitcoin is essentially technically worth more, as it's even more rare. Bitcoin over-the-counter trading volume soars as institutions may be accumulating. You think most pundits expect institutional investors to create the catalyst for the next cryptocurrency bull run, but research shows institutional trading losing ground in volumes on traditional exchanges this year. However, over-the-counter markets have seen an exponential increase in buyers, leading to a dearth of sellers. Could this be where the institutional money is now heading? The latest research published by Dyer compares Bitcoin volumes on Coinbase during over-the-counter hours and Grayscale's over-the-counter traded Bitcoin investment trust, GBTC. I like that. While 2017 saw roughly equal trading volumes between the two, this year, especially the past few months, have witnessed a divergence in trends. During over-the-counter market hours, Bitcoin trading volume on Coinbase has increased by 20%. However, GBTC volumes are down 35% in 2018, probably because nobody's ever heard of it during the same period last year. This is despite Grayscale bringing in a record $216 million in investment in the first 3 quarters of this year, an inflow which has meant Grayscale is now holding custody over 1% of Bitcoin's circulating supply, over the entirety of the supply, which is not hard for any kind of millionaires to hold at least 1% or more of Bitcoin's supply, as the supply is about, what is Bitcoin at right now? 17.4 million. However, I did read an article many months back, and I actually shared it on my channel, that supposedly, with whatever research, there's probably approximately 4 million Bitcoin missing. Now, you have to also take into consideration 1 million Bitcoin in total, approximately, are in some of the original wallets, the Satoshi wallets. There's just a lot of Bitcoin accumulated in some of these original wallets in combined that equals about 1 million or so Bitcoin, and nobody really knows the exact, but 1 million is pretty much the guess. And so if you add that, I mean, we're talking about 5 million Bitcoin possibly missing out of the supply. Let's just go with the 4. So that means we only have like 13 million Bitcoin in circulation, because there's many people who have lost Bitcoin, lost private keys, and it'll never be returned. There was one article where somebody threw out a hard drive with like 10,000 Bitcoin on it or something like that, and he was been searching and paying people to search in a garbage dump, I think in the UK, to try and find those Bitcoin. So there's just Bitcoin missing all over the place. So every day we lose more and more Bitcoin. And so the whales are accumulating at sub 4K price, probably. So make sure you guys, again, I think the whole, like, the theme of today is essentially make sure you're holding on to Bitcoin, because sooner or later it's going to start getting more and more rare. It already is, but it's going to start speeding up as more and more people get into it, and more people essentially lose it by not having good crypto practice. So Bitcoin price recovers above 37K, or 3.7K, one day. Maybe in 3 years I'll say 37K. As Novogratz predicts no further losses. Or maybe not even 3 years, who knows. So an interview with Bloomberg, the investment mogul said he was fairly convinced a digital store of value would emerge for the world, and that would be Bitcoin. For the foreseeable future, Bloomberg reports him saying, and further comments, the Bitcoin price should lie between 3,000 and 6,000 after dropping 50% in the past month. And we had a bubble, it popped, we had a monster correction, and Novogratz summarized, you've had a correction, a lot of people say, this is tulips. It wasn't tulips, it was a mania built on something that is real. And Bitcoin price 3861 staged a rally for the first half of the week, climbed around 14% to currently 3,700. And at its lowest point, it fell to 3,130. And anytime on mainstream news there is bullish activity, it's good. It's definitely good. MSNBC, the business, and Bloomberg and whatnot. So Bitcoin is going to go between 3,000 and 6,000. Hopefully next year we'll start seeing the move up. Novogratz continued saying that under current conditions, macro trends were more exciting than cryptocurrency markets. It's easy to smash it right now, but if you look at it from a broader perspective, it's pretty cool, apparently. It is pretty cool. I guess I can agree. Altcoins had profited more from the bounce and Bitcoin price having fallen further from the previous deflation. A surprise leader at press time came in the form of Bitcoin Cash, which led the top 20 assets by market cap to post 25% gains. Now, I want to take a look at that. Let's have a look at coin market cap here. $125 billion market cap. So in the past day and maybe in a half, we have gained pretty much $25 billion, maybe like 23 to the market cap. So things are moving up. Unfortunately, not fortunately or unfortunately, but maybe this could be just a temporary rise. We could see another dip. Hopefully, it just keeps on going, of course. But you can see that excuse me, Bitcoin Cash has retaken Litecoin spot, has overtaken Stellar and EOS in its ridiculous pump. Now, if anybody believes that this is an organic pump of Bitcoin Cash, hit yourself in the head promptly with a tack hammer. This is clearly Bitmain selling off Bitcoin or whatever they're doing and just pumping money into Bitcoin Cash so that they can regain their precious market cap and market spot. There's no reason for anybody to buy Bitcoin Cash, really. Nobody would just buy more Bitcoin Cash than any other cryptocurrency, essentially. Monocoin is way up, which seems a bit pumpy to me. Why Monocoin? Who knows? But everything is looking pretty good at the moment. Bitcoin dominance is down to 53.4%, so that just means that altcoins have essentially outperformed at the moment. And you can see that virtually nothing is in the red. We have a few randoms. Even in the next 100, we see just nothing but green for the most part. Random reds in there. So those are the unfortunate coin holders of random coins, I suppose. But everything is looking pretty good. Now, it is December 19th, and I had predicted a little while back that there would be a dip on December 19th, and I didn't really necessarily guarantee that or anything, of course. But that was just my guess. And I have a lot of live streams. I do a lot of live streaming. Usually on a fairly daily basis, and people come in and are asking, hey, what do you think is going to happen on the 19th with the CBOE futures expiration? And I think there would be a dump, but turns out no dump today whatsoever. I said, maybe nothing will happen at all. Maybe it'll go up, maybe it'll go down, which is covering all my bases, I suppose. But I suppose in this case I was wrong, and we have a pump going on right now. Who knows how long it will last? But there is a lot of hype right now. If you go around to the cryptocurrency Reddit, Bitcoin Reddit, or all those Reddits, there's a huge bull hype right now. And for the longest time, basically the entirety of the year, it was nothing but bearish talk and just very negative posts, bearish posts on the Reddits and various forums and such. Now it has just flipped on its side and everybody is bullish. And when everybody's bullish and see that other people are bullish, they typically buy in. So we have a very bullish time right now. And also we have the hype of backed futures on the 24th that will let institutional investors come in at a much easier level and allow them to invest into Bitcoin. Now, what you have to realize, though, is that it is futures. So backed futures is futures regardless, and you can short or you can long with futures just the same. So there could be a bunch of people coming in to try and short Bitcoin price, and there could be a lot of people that come in to long Bitcoin price. But the hype of backed futures is probably going to raise crypto prices. There may be a dip in somewhere in between there. I wouldn't doubt it with these super high prices going up. Somebody is going to end up selling off here pretty soon. But I think in the upcoming, in the run up to backed futures, there will probably be a nice rise in price just because of the hypey nature of it. But that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video. And I also have a link in the description, 3 links in the description below with my social media, like my Steam, my Twitter, my Twitch. Go ahead and give me a follow on there if you have the time. Only if you have the time. Oh my God, only if you have the time, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And as usual, I will see you guys next time.